We got a lot. I'm really happy that Liquid's still banning techies. I would have been very upset.
Please
otherwise.
respect it. Yeah, we don't want any more of that madness to go down.
I just don't want to. I don't want to see it in the game.
And he watched one game of techies and he was laughing as a maniac.
Yeah.
He was just enjoying.
I just don't know what to like. What do I even talk about? Like, yeah, really good job.
That's what I said to
see
Liz.
all these mines here. They walked into them.
So we had the one techies game, right? And I'm just like, well, this is just unfair, really, isn't it? And Liz literally was like, quoting things that were going to happen in 30 seconds in the future. He's like, watch this. And they walk forward and they just, everything blows up around them. Everyone's dead. It's like, there's nothing to analyze at that point. There's no real Dota to look at and go, oh, that's the reason.
Honestly, for me, techies brings the game to a different level. And you can see how well the team understands the game and the movements that were supposed to happen during the game if they play the techies right.
Yeah.
Because it's very difficult to play versus a team that understands the game's rotations well, and they also have techies. So.
I've got the perfect discussion as well, because you weren't here when I brought this up. So Kyle, it was me, Kyle, and T-Gov, and we're talking about techies, and I went with what you were telling me, Liz, about how you can't use it in your pug games. It's definitely a hero that should be picked to be used in team and takes a lot of skill and all that side of things. Kyle was not a believer. He was not sold on this at all.
So he thinks that it's good for pubs? Is that what you think?
No. He just thinks that it's like not good at all. Like even it doesn't take the skill and stuff as a team to use it in the way that we're saying what VP do. I don't know. That was the opposite of what you thought.
I'm not going to argue with him. It's fine. He can believe in what he wants to believe. That's fine. That's what Dota is all about. You can have many different ideas and arguments for those ideas to support them. And if 10 out of 11 captains ban out techies, but Kyle wouldn't. Obviously, Kyle has some idea that, you know.
We're going in circles. This conversation is about as productive as your typical techies on your team. This is what it's like. Okay, you're just lost, and you're sitting there like, wow, am I?
No one is winning from this. Yeah.
Indeed. And did they ban Grimstroke? VP rather? No, they banned out Ember.
No one banned it. Phoenix as well. Is it banned? Was that last year? Let's see.
That's Phoenix.
That's Phoenix.
It is not surprising that they go with the Mars over Grimstroke. I think there's something to be said just psychologically. If you look at a hero, you're like, okay, we haven't lost with this. You're feeling pretty confident, and there really isn't much that can replace
instant Grimstroke.
Yeah.
And now the question is, what do they go for their offlane if they pair it instantly with the Grim? Now,
Pango, perhaps?
Pango is, yeah.
Wait,
Centaur is still in the
Centaur?
pool. Yeah, Centaur is still in the pool. It's Virtus.Pro. Beastmaster is still in the pool if you want to
No, but there's
snatch that.
They
They go with the Pango, all right?
Fine. I was really, like, I was memeing with Rez the other day, just like, yeah, man, I don't know. If Centaur's in the pool, I'll play Centaur. That's how it goes. But I like the Pango a lot.
Yeah, makes sense.
Wait, Phoenix?
No, it wasn't Phoenix. It was goddamn techies that was so yellow. Okay, this is a little bit dangerous. You just let this combo go through. It's one of those combos that have been defeated maybe once or twice, but it is so strong. You have Phoenix that's really strong with Mars, not only because of the egg and the arena. The Sun Ray just works so well with these bulky heroes, and something like a Dragonite coming from Team Liquid, I wouldn't be surprised if that comes out too, because he also benefits from the maxed out Sun Ray.
I agree
very much.
While that's all true, like there's to me is like all the like 2 B, C, D, E reasons why you'd pick Phoenix with Mars, but you thrive in engagements where like egg is either untargetable or on a high ground, et cetera, et cetera. Mars legitimately just like gives you a place to put egg, and usually in the middle of a fight. Like it's just such a naturally kind of
just outside
combo.
of the arena as well, if he catches many heroes with it.
It's not like there's nothing to do about it, and there's no other hero that influences
as well. You know,
like
people thinking about this massive combo, arena on top of it. The egg has to be if you put it on the other side, no one can get to it as well. It's very difficult to play against it. And
it's really nice against Pango as well, because Pango can't hit egg during Rolling Thunder, of course, and it allows you to sort of control an area, whereas typically, how many times have we seen Pango start rolling up and just sort of chase away people like a bowling ball?
Yeah.
And these two heroes do nothing to Phoenix too. I'm surprised Virtus.Pro let them have it, and they don't answer it so far at all. But we'll see. Weaver, alright. This is a hero that actually deals with the egg, is fast enough to get to the placement of the egg, and has that bonus attack speed plus the Gemnet attack too.
And still open. And I like when Rezo plays the Weaver. We've talked about this, but I think VP is doing better when they shade Rezo towards the 2. instead of like Zai, who typically would shade more towards like a 4. But it also is a less greedy 1 position. So no matter who's playing it for a VP, I kind of like it.
My thirst for knowledge cannot be quenched.
That's a Taiga Rubik.
Yeah, Taiga definitely Rubik.
Into Weaver, it's not bad.
If you're Liquid and you're picking this Phoenix, even though most teams would play it as 4, they play it as 5. And it's my personal preference too. I like the Phoenix on 5. I don't think the hero necessarily needs...
you don't need items. All the items you'd buy
yeah.
are what's good for your team. And you'd rather... I think if you can get away with it, it's better as a 5.
So far where we're sat, it seems a bit more like you're scared for VP and the fact that the Mars and Phoenix are in there.
It looks... so this Liquid's lineup, you see these heroes and you know exactly what they're aiming for, what they're going to be doing. On the side of Virtus.Pro, they're more on a reactive side so far. And the Pango plus Weaver, I'm not quite sure how they will lane those. They can pretty much be anywhere at the moment.
You just need Liquid's got to be looking for BKB cores at this point. Bloodseeker has such insane matchups right now. It's a pretty decent Slark game, but I think DK or Bloodseeker just make the most sense based on what you're seeing. And Virtus.Pro now, this is a pretty key pick because, as you said, they're missing a lot of components of this draft right now. You don't have a natural frontliner. You're kind of low on stuns. Don't have an initiator. Don't have a tower hitter. So you could also go for something like a DK because you want some beef in this draft. Kunkka always a possibility as well when you've got no one on the squad.
They've been very sacrificial with no one so far in the tournament, right? He's been the one that pretty much is creating space constantly. Besides that this makes the Bloodseeker even more valuable.
This is like
I'm worried
the best
though.
Bloodseeker game
It's
I've
the
ever
best
seen.
Bloodseeker game, but I've seen the exact same draft recently in the Pushka League, and the Bloodseeker just fell off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your general idea is Slark can't use his ultimate, right? If he's low, you will always see him. You have Rupture versus Pango, you have Rupture versus Weaver, but as Bloodseeker, you don't scale as well as the Slark, and eventually he takes over the game.
You can't rupture all 3 of these heroes.
And you can
either,
rupture
which is the
everyone.
problem.
Only so much you can do with that.
I am
Right?
the void and the spirit.
Okay. Some solid hunting potential. I haven't really seen Liquid play too much Void Spirit. I think it's typically a mid-case hero. But I'm not
I wouldn't be
super
surprised,
sold. I imagine you just go for like this Deso build. Maybe Blade Mail or Yules in between. Could buy Vessel, although it's not super necessary in this game so far.
What about Aghanims in this game on
Solid
the
Axe
Void
game.
Spirits? It's very solid. That AoE silence versus all of these heroes is...
I'm still not really sure how to value Void Spirit. Like, I know what an Ember does. I see, like, the natural timings, but Void Spirit's just kind of weird.
It's the same. I
Is it the same?
like I look at it the same, like his twin brother. That's it. Like when it comes to how they come online and what they do in the game, they give you that reach, the execution in the backlines. You can build that vessel if you want to. If not, the Aghanims is a build Desolator too. So very similar. Lone Druid banned out by Virtus.Pro. I was thinking that they might even let it go through because they have some heroes that are pretty good versus that bear. Even dealing with the Grimstroke is difficult, yet alone with Weaver and all his bugs. Like historically, this hero has been one of the counters to go for versus Lone Druid. Slark also can be problematic.
VP ban out the Lone anyway. I'm not surprised. It's Liquid. You don't want to give them that last pick just straight up win condition. I would fear... Because I've really never seen Liquid play a draft with this little tower pressure. Like, this is just really unconventional from them. So I'm trying to think, like, Lycan isn't great here, but it's a possibility.
Brood is in the pool still.
Yeah,
if
but
they want to cheese it once again. I mean, it is Liquid after all.
I don't see that perfect pick for them like I normally do. And you can
Alchemist,
play it safe.
maybe?
Yeah, you could, but I think it's more likely they go over something standard like a DK. But I'm just
This
worried
Queen of
about
Pain
that
tells
kind
you
of
that
draft.
it's not going to be a DK though, right? Unless they will safe lane it and put Void Spirit on the mid lane, then that ban kinda makes sense.
Would they... You couldn't Timber here.
Maybe Razor because of the Queen of Pain ban?
And the Slark.
Yeah.
And it's different. I don't know if I'd say they're out of their comfort zone, but you've got Phoenix Mars, so your team fight's going to be solid. It's just a question of whether they want to optimize for their late game scaling, or do you want something that can push the tempo?
Can you get a
25 minutes in?
PL or something like that? Some illusion-based hero versus the Slark. They actually tried that. in the game before. They go with the tempo. Yeah, they go with the tempo. I like
it just
this.
fits. Like Liquid, I've known Insania for a long, long time, and one of the big principles that we've all brought over from Han was this idea: you have to be able to kill structures. If you can't kill towers, it goes back to the bulb principle of how many fights do you need to win the game. Well, now that you have a Lycan, not very many, and standard VP, Monkey King.
In the last series, they actually took that bait and went for PL was banned out, and then they go for the Naga versus the Slark, but they never come online pretty much. And with Lycan, you come online much sooner, and you have ways of taking down structures, taking objectives alone or together with your team. The Monkey King, however, from VP, we have seen it yesterday, it crushed pretty much. This time around.
Oh god, it's mid Void Spirit versus Monkey. This is pretty no one favorite, and I could see him smashing this lane. Liquid have this window until 20-25 minutes where they should be able to just dominate team fights. You'll have like this Necro 3 Lycan 15 minutes in, you can eat towers, eat Roche, and go for the win. But VP, specifically with BKB Monkey King, or even just like Echo Deso, like if you take a fight in the Wukong, you're in big trouble. And the Weaver Ag is also a huge item spike. Like, it's really Liquid on the clock here if they want to take the win.
I completely agree as well. I think Virtus.Pro, they have ways of dealing with Liquid a little bit later on. You have multiple heroes to deal with Yeg, both the Slark and the Weaver. Team Liquid's team fight, however, does look scary still. No matter what you say, it's still the arena with the Phoenix, and there's a reason why this combo is almost undefeated in the Pushka League.
So which way are you two going, and let me know.
It's just hard to say. It's going to be lanes for me. I think I'm looking mid mostly, and if I see no one with like more than a 65% win in mid, I'd lean VP. But I think that's what's necessary to get him activated, because he'll just straight up get dove otherwise, and I'm really concerned about the survivability. You have no real save until Weaver eggs.
Okay, so you're more towards VP by percentage.
I'm gonna go Liquid, I think.
Okay, he's going back to Liquid.
I was gonna go Liquid. Okay, I'll go Virtus.Pro, whatever, just to contradict him. Why not? Let's see it.
Liz just wants to be the opposite.
Let's just have a
you want a split panel the whole way.
I actually wanted to go for Liquid as well. I see their draft just working out, and I see how in comfort zone they are, but Virtus.Pro, let's go. They can take it.
All right, well, whether it's actually what you think or not, Liz, we're going to go to our commentators and get into game one in this rematch between Virtus.Pro and Team Liquid. Toby and Lacoste, it's your time to shine.
Thank you very much, and shine we shall. Lacoste, with your knowledge, and shall be ever illuminating. Shine pun. We're already into it. That joke number one. We're 10 seconds.
Very deep. Very nice of you, Toby. Yeah, I'm afraid that they don't have enough for Void Spirit. Like, Virtus.Pro's lineup, team fight, Wukong's command, Pangalier's ulti. But these heroes are very squishy. If you run at them, like, they run. They can't stand the ground and fight. Like, the only one who can stand the ground is Monkey King and his ulti. Other heroes don't really, you know, can match farmed Lycan. And they have no real answer for Void Spirit. The only silence that they have is like Grimstroke Phantom's Embrace, stun from Monkey King. I don't think that's enough. And I know Mika plays a very good Void Spirit. Like, he tends to be aggressive.
We focused on. Like the panel was talking about the combination with Mars and Phoenix, like how this is such a huge combination. But if they also have issues with the Void Spirit, they could, well, see a very rough game. Like also the Wolf Micro coming in from Lycan. He's making sure he can actually deny up some of the runes. So, in fact, they're going to get both. They're going to get 3 bounty runes, and they denied the 4th, Team Liquid. That's great awareness of the map.
0.
Pretty much.
You know, they're just showing their dominance. We don't need the 4th bounty. We can deny that one. You still don't get anything out from it. So it's going to be a resolution on Pangolier. Zayat's position 4 Weaver. I really like Weaver as position 3 or 4, even though she can be played as a carry. But I don't think this lane is going to go too well for them. There is a lot of like chip damage harassment going on from Virtus.Pro. You know, like a ton of regen. He's going to be farming near his tower. So that's going to be extra 1 regen coming even from the tower. I just want to watch the mid matchup. Like, how much farm can Mika get in this one. I also want to see an earlier point in the simulate to be able to jump out of Jingu's mastery, so he does not get the full stack. So far, no one doing extremely well. 8-1 against 4-0.
I love how he actually uses Mischievous, like no way to pulse him either. There's a little bit of styling in the mid lane for no one. And the top lane's gone pretty well for Solo. He's actually gotten like 2 double hits on his Stroke of Fate. Heavy damage into Boxy and Tiger. There's only 2 tangos, and they're both on Tiger. They're trying to bring in more consumables to this top lane.
That's why you want to get Stroke of Fate level 1 pretty much always. For the Grimstroke, that spell secures the range creep, which he just did. Like, he's getting the farm from it. They can't deny it. And the slow is extremely well. Alright, so here's the full combo. Well,
yeah.
Full combo on who?
On Slark, as well as Boxy. He can go both ways. ILTW's up in the trees. The Tango's giving him some regeneration. He needs a little bit more time before he'll have to pounce up into the trees, and he keeps on going. Tiger found him, but needs more damage to get the kill. So Solo can give ILTW the salve.
Sadly, Tiger was only level 1 there, so no lift available.
He probably should guarantee kill if he had it. And now it's time for the next salve to come up. So Boxy will get all of his life back at least. Unless Grimstroke can hit the perfect... Actually, no, he doesn't have... He has nowhere near enough mana. Spent his money on a stick, so no mango is no instant regen.
Yeah, Solo will need to bring a lot of regen to this lane for himself, for mana sustain, and for Slark as well. Slark is getting harassed a lot, doesn't have a single tango left. He's bringing 6 tangos now on the courier. The problem we didn't address is Mars getting nerfed really hard, like mana cost from 100 to 110 to 140 on level 4. Like, I think we already talked about this one a couple of days ago. You need to be level 10 if you don't buy any mana items to have a full combo. Which is pretty sad.
It definitely makes life hard. Should at least be happy that Solo didn't hit both Tiger and Boxy with that Stroke of Fate. The very big sack that's ready to be contested. Oh, ILTW. He went for the quick jump. Boxy has to stand his ground for the moment. No Inkswell from Grimstroke, however. Solo could have looked for the secondary stun, but I suppose it's a little hard next to a Rubik lift to get that off.
Boxy needs mana. He has a magic wand, but needs to be able to cast the spear if they start to play aggressive, so he can always spear Slark back. Mid lane, 27-8 against 18-0 on Void Spirit. Man, no one is really dumpstering this lane.
Feels like that 60%, 65% the car was asking for. And no one, yeah, just build up the stack, slap him down, and keep the pressure on. Still already got flying out, so the boots have arrived. And Mickey not really feeling the same kind of strength. He's actually looking to try and get a bottle, and we're 4.5 minutes in. The net worth, yeah, the net worth's actually about 600, the difference between the two of them. Bottom lane, a little bit of trouble for Resolution. Try to dodge these fire spirits. He doesn't have extra life. He'll tick out from this. The wolves are staying on top of him as well, and that'll be the first blood going the way of Liquid. Zark was already forced to TP all the way home. Boxy up on the top lane also will end up dodging their Stroke of Fate. It should have been enough damage to get the kill. And Tiger wants to go for a little bit more, but the pounce away from ILTW will give him that ability to survive. And now you look for the next set of bounty runes. And it's going to be a 3-for-1 trade-off.
At least they get one this time. Yep. For Virtus.Pro.
There's my optimist.
Yeah, they couldn't achieve much on the bottom lane. As I said, it's a chip damage. Weaver is going to get the courier. Pretty easy to snipe with the Geminated attack. I'm also afraid that Slark is not getting any like solo XP. Now Solo is staying away. Like, you want to give him experience in the lane so he gets that level 6 fast enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love how Boxy is baiting out the stroke. He doesn't have any information.
This is a big rotation from Virtus.Pro. Monkey King coming out. Koifa just hit level 5.
With the bounce down, he's going to hit perfectly on top of Koifa. Hits the bounce, goes for the next thunder. Insania is too far away. The boundless strike. I thought maybe the control time would be a little bit better, but obviously not. And he'll TP back towards mid lane. No one not looking to waste any time.
Yeah, no one so far having a perfect game. Out pushes the lane, rotates to the bottom.
His turn to rotate, and he found a bigger target. He got ILTW, and they might even be able to get Solo. He can't get through the tree line. Mickey is blocking it nicely. The Inkswell will still do its work, and Solo underneath the tower using the stick charges. He doesn't have enough damage. Can Mickey get away in time? Yeah, he will. He'll bottle up. All the extra life is there, and there was no extra support that could arrive from Virtus.Pro.
Taiga said sorry, but he's actually not sorry for taking that kill.
He's a Rubik. Rubiks need money.
Yeah, Rubik, definitely one of the heroes that you would want to have farmed on. Like, very greedy. We see that from Yopzor. We've seen that.
Oh, this is so smart as well. Mickey, he's going to jump in. They waited for the slide to come back. ILTW, he can pounce away.
5 HP.
5 HP. Woo! That is close. If he just went straight down, then that lane is pretty much lost.
It's a big one. And now on the bottom lane, like Lycan left the lane, is just going for jungle, which is going to give some free time to Pangolier. He's going for Vlad's. That's going to tank them up. Vlad's on Pangolier just feels so good. Having mana regen and Swashbuckle. Like, you're in a team fight, you use Swashbuckle on 2-3 targets, suddenly you're full HP.
The dream when it's resolution. Nice observer wards down from Team Liquid. Really watching the jungle area of Virtus.Pro. They want to ensure there is no quick and easy farm to claim. And Mickey also wants to make sure he can find himself a kill. It's like no one's just babysitting ILTW. The Lycan army's coming in. No one pounces down just to grab the regeneration rune. No easy steal for Mickey's bottle. It will remain empty for the moment. But 3 heroes committing from, almost 4 heroes committing from Team Liquid to this mid lane.
Yeah,
Mars the only one not there.
5 Slark is not working out for Virtus.Pro. He's only level 4 at the moment.
Rez. He's going to go into the Rolling Thunder. Bouncing around, trying to get actually caught in on the ramp area. So he can keep that bounce back going. Controlling up Lycan's army, so it also cannot be involved. Quick swashbuckle forward. Only claimed one of the retreatings.
Very nice.
That is at least a dead Phoenix.
Mars is level 6, so they should be playing around his arena in the Quite. He just rotated to the top lane. They want to pressure the tower. They understand that Virtus.Pro, they don't have that much tower damage, so they can't really trade the tier 1 for the tier 1 tower on the bottom lane.
They know they have to dive solo. If they don't do this, he'll just forever stroke the wave back and you won't get anything. So killing him underneath the tier 1 tower is achievable. And Virtus.Pro seem to be very unresponsive to this. Koifer triggering Shapeshift. Combining with the Dominator, he really wants to force the issue on the tier 1 tower.
As I said, there's no tower damage. They need to bring numbers. Like, they need to have 3-4 heroes on the bottom lane, get a kill, and then secure a tower. But they use the glyph nicely to, like, glyph their creep wave and the tower on the top lane at the same time. Insania, level 5 only.
Yeah, it kind of felt smart. The arena is down from Boxy. Now no one going to trigger off the Wukong command. Also able to reach inside the arena. The Tiger. Oh, we couldn't get the throwback far enough. Unable to get the distance on no one. Now Boxy into the trees. No one's on the hunt. Gets the jump down. Resolution with a quick little swashbuckle over. So 3 heroes lost on the bottom lane. Obviously the Phoenix a little bit beforehand.
They might still try to defend the top tower. Yep. There's a TP from Monkey.
And the stun.
Man, that TP, Koikwa, what are you doing?
I am uncertain. No one was always going to be in range for the boundless strike. Unless he can get hidden away, so maybe it was just a little optimism.
Well, that's what we call interesting. Like, he saw Monkey TPing, then he started a TP. Maybe he thought boundless strike was on cooldown or that he did not have enough mana. I'm switching to network to see the difference. 3.6k against 4.5k on Monkey. Yeah, we can see the difference on mid laners already.
Yeah, you get a 4-0-2 versus a 1-0-1. Monkey's getting so much more out of this map done. Able to clean up waves nice and quickly. Mickey's trying to add some pressure to the tier 1 tower. Solo will have none of it. However, Tiger will have all of it. Level 3 Stroke of Fate, combining with level 3 Fate Bolt. That's every creep wave dead.
I'm a bit worried for Liquid. They're on the clock here. Like, their heroes don't really scale. Lycan at one point, he hits the peak. We still didn't see the full strength of the Lycan, of course. He has the Helm going for Necrobook. But if this game drags like post 40-minute mark, I don't think they can match what Virtus.Pro has. Like Slark, Monkey King, Weaver at one point will get the Aghanim Scepter. So they need to play this fast. They need to take the towers, secure the Roche. They have a very good Roche taking lineup.
Yeah. Doesn't the timing really allow for that though? Like that's that combination with Mars as well as Phoenix to work together. You got the 6 on Phoenix. They start establishing aggressive vision inside the Dire Jungle. And you just push. You get all your money that way, and then snowball with net worth. It's not like
VP damage on Pango. As you said, Stroke of Fate, level 4 Fate Bolt. Like it's not just the creep waves; it's ton of magical burst damage on the heroes.
Yep. That's why it just feels so good from Liquid. Like Tiger just needs a nice deal like that, and you've already got some magical burst damage. Like Zayek's playing the top lane, just trying to buy some extra space and time. Solo, is he out of this? Yeah, he's got the range. That's an interesting play from Insania, just to drop the Supernova onto the tier 2 tower, but to create space for Boxy and Mickey and Koifa, if you can find him within the army.
You can see the tier 1 tower. He cuts Slark's HP in half with just these 2 spells.
Yep. Now you need Inkswell. Unfortunately, he's not the full. ILTW may be forced into a Shadow Dance. Oh, yes. Exactly what he does do. Oh, pick up, throwback. Tiger. He wanted the AoE stun just to cancel the TP. Now Koifa in his own ulti form, looking for a target, running around Roshan. Everyone runs away from him, however.
He can't go for Weaver. It's very hard. Same goes for Pangolier. He needs to have a snare creep instead. Like Centaur is good, but I would prefer to have the Troll one. Much better against the Weaver and Pangolier. Pangolier can't use any of his spells.
Anyone bring dust? Care of Couriers. I don't know if Zayak actually saw that coming in, but oh no, the pickup. Were they baiting with that courier? Were they actually baiting with the courier? He doesn't have enough. The 2 generated attack damage is not enough to kill him off. Meanwhile, you will lose Boxy up on the top lane. Probably a larger kill to claim here for Virtus.Pro than just losing a Weaver who's battling underneath the tier 4 tower in the Radiant base.
Liquid itemizes just for this, I'm not gonna say early mid game, but you know, Deso on the buildings combined with Lycan. You have Phoenix going for Urn of Shadows, Rubik of course going for Ether Lens. Surprised that Pangolier doesn't have a point in Shield Crash. Like once you're playing against Rubik, you always need to put 1 point and use it immediately after the Rolling Thunder. Otherwise, it's the best spell Rubik can steal in this game.
Well, he's holding it for now. ILTW would like to get himself a target. Phoenix is presenting. All of Virtus.Pro are coming to this bottom lane. And they go for the initial stun out from no one. The leash is there, so Phoenix, no way to escape from this. He wants Icarus dive away, and actually he's going to. Weaver, the swarm flies forward. They just were lacking a little bit of damage under the Radiant Ward and straight into Supernova. Where's that time lapse? He has to get out of here, but the pin against the wall. Oh, Zayak really thought he was just going to get the easy kill and the easy out.
He didn't want to get a kill. He just wanted to force Phoenix to use ulti and time lapse after that. But nice play from Liquid. Even though they used like 2 long cooldown ultis, I don't think it matters that much. Lycan's still getting the farm. All these pieces are coming together. Oh,
the taunt on Pango.
Damage.
Impossible to get into the Rolling Thunder once the Spirit comes out from Mickey.
Yeah, I forgot. I said Rolling Thunder. Yeah, it's the best spell to steal for a team fight, but having Shikuchi, I play a lot of Weaver, and I know it's really obnoxious when Rubik steals it. He can do so much, setting up the ganks from Invis.
It's no matter what you steal from Weaver, you're going to be happy. Probably no matter what you steal from Grimstroke, you're also going to be happy. These are one of those easy Rubik games you get to play. So all that wonderful, like 40-minute plus of Virtus.Pro is nice if they can reach it. But kills like this feels like everything just continues to go the way of Team Liquid, but are Liquid pushing hard enough? Like you talked about their need to like group up and actually take a fight with Supernova going down or Boxy being dead. I guess this momentum taking a little too long. Okay, killing Slarkov. This might be nice. He's actually walking around with Sentry Wars to try and do the D-Ward mission for his team. And now he's a Shadow Dance and just TP out to safety. No more stuns available, so he will be okay. And technically this creates space for the top lane for VP to take the tier 1 tower. A little deep from Weaver. But he was on a scout mission, saw the Lycan coming in. They want to let the catapult finish the job. One more attack from that catapult and the tower will actually fall, so no one denying it from Liquid.
Well, Liquid wants to take a Roche in the next like minute, 30 seconds. They have Book 3, they have all the ultis up. So if enemy does not want to fight you, run into Roche pit and just take it. You know, force them to fight into this. They have Alpha Wolf on top of that. They have Vlads on Mars, Deso, Void Spirit. That's a ton of damage.
Well, it's just out of range of the Dire Observer Ward, so they're coming for a kill first. Then they'll think about Roshan. Weaver's cutting the wave on the top lane. That might already make them look behind themselves, and the jump comes. It's over on Solo. Maybe not exactly the hero they want.
Yeah, you can see them picking the Roche. Not the best kills to get before you go to Roche pit. I mean, they could have just gotten the Roche before getting that kill anyway. Roche melts. And you can see how Virtus.Pro is playing right now. Weaver is just cutting the waves, buying some time. They understand how strong Liquid are right now, even though it's only 1k lead for them. But they feel much, much stronger.
As you were saying before, they understand their own timing. Let the game keep going, and if you can dodge the big fights from Liquid, you're going to be better. Aegis Immortal, they're going to put that hand into the hands of the Void Spirit, or it's already got his Desolator completed. Going BKB next. And sure he can sustain during the fights. And Liquid are coming. The Necrobook's only got 15 seconds left on it, but they won't care when they walk into a Grimstroke. He's going for... Yeah, I don't know if he even gets the stun off. No, he doesn't. Dies to the spear of Boxy.
The only wave clear they have is like Pangolier using Swashbuckle and Grimstroke.
Tiger?
But Grimstroke died.
God, he's gonna steal Wukong. Oh no, he steals Dark Pact. Slark, okay, realizes the arena is coming. Cannot stand inside of that one. So Rubik dies in the bottom lane to the gank up by the two cores. And they force Boxy to come down here and burn the arena of blood.
Virtus.Pro is doing a good job just trying to delay. You could see Weaver cutting the waves. They're trying to make a rotation on the bottom part of the map. Just delay it as much as you can.
Well, they're going to find a target, Boxy. It's going to come in range of the Observer Ward. There's so much information. Boxy, they're all there. Dead for 36 seconds. Mickey, not lucky not to get crit by the Swarm. Oh, as you know, Virtus.Pro would have just turned their attention towards that poor little Void Spirit. But they'll send the Lycan up. Necro books are out. And Weaver moves as quick as he possibly can, but the Remnant, perfect position from Mickey. Seeing Zayak run into the tree line. And VP back up once again.
Interesting itemization from ILTW this game. Echo Saber and going for Heaven's Halberd. They just want to be able to disarm the Lycan. They understand where the threat comes from. And if they can survive through that mid-peak, when Lycan is the strongest, I think they're going to be okay.
I like how it's also another answer to the Phoenix Egg. Just get in there quickly with the Weaver, get rid of the egg so they can get back up and fight. Monkey King, he won't be able to get back up from this one. No level of mischief use would get no one away from Mickey, who now takes the 505 gold for the 4-time kill streak.
I still feel like we need to have more gold on the map. These kills, it's really not worth going for a kill sometimes. You get much more from killing a creep wave and one side camp.
I suppose just pick Alchemist and you'll have more gold.
True, just buy Hand of Midas, lol.
And Ogre, hi!
Yeah, Midas is a dead item.
Grimstroke. Getting initiated on by Mickey, but he'll get some extra distance. They're doing a really good job of pulling the wave off. And one range catapult still alive, however, so Liquid getting the right time to push. I love how Slark's just not looking to get involved. Just wants to finish up his items, doesn't care about the harassment. He knows he can escape. Because what stuns does Liquid really have? You can throw a spear. But what else controls a late game Slark?
Nothing. That's the problem. One of the reasons why Virtus.Pro is playing like they're playing right now.
And if you can't control him, and Zai is then able to complete up an Aghanim Scepter on this support Weaver, you've got a huge save of whatever target Liquid goes on to. Hell, maybe Solo can even stop dying at that point.
Yeah, Solo only 4 deaths.
Yeah, it's actually quite low for him, right?
Yeah, it is, because usually he's the one fishing for any kind of information on the map, trying to see where they are, taking the ganks for his team, using buybacks early on.
That's an interesting move from Weaver. I want to get the hell out of there. Yep, time lapse as quick as you can before there's a remnant to control you. The Scout's out to Resolution knows to back up too. Everything has a purpose from VP. But the advantage still goes the way of Team Liquid. Just shy of 4,000 in the net worth, even though experience actually is there for Virtus.Pro. About 800 their advantage.
We see this more often. Like teams smoking when the Aegis is gonna expire, 30 seconds until it's gone. And like you don't want to smoke straight away, you want to smoke like 45 to a minute before. Try to grab a kill, fight, ignore the hero that has Aegis and...
Rubik. They got the silence on him because he had his own Boundless trying to get that nice AoE stun. 4 hits on the Jingu. And the Arena. All right, Boxy wants a piece of this. There's no time lapse available from the Weaver, but he'll just hide inside of Shikuchi. And big ulti to be burned. And nothing really, actually, BK beats up from Monkey King. Aegis Immortal just timed out as they battle around the outpost, setting up Pango for a quick jump forward. He's not in range for anyone to get hit by the Inkswell. Rubik now buys back, trying to battle underneath their own outpost. As Pango, he's pinned to the tree. Real issues for Resolution. He just can't survive. The rest of Virtus.Pro began their retreat even before Resolution died. Slark having some problems looking for a quick little jump away. It's back to the tier 1 tower, so they'll be okay.
Slark is always having problems this game. He's just tanking up. Like, which talent did he go for? Attack speed, 9 strength. At one point, you're gonna need to get like damage items to scale. Right now,
at one point he'll need to get 30. So that's probably what he'll need.
Lycan is still very strong. Like, you don't necessarily need to try to finish the game with the first Roche. You want to build up the advantage, control the map, and it's easy to control the map with the Lycan. You have Necrobooks, you're going to be getting rid of the vision from the enemy, scouting things out with the Wolves. So the only way pretty much for Virtus.Pro to make a rotation right now is with a smoke. And no one's been quiet, I would say. Yeah. Even though he's involved in 11 out of 11 kills. What? If there's no one, if he's not there, like, they're not getting a kill, and they just smoke. Yep.
You got what you asked for. Smoke it up. They got the BKB from Monkey King. He didn't burn it in that last fight. Send him up. I think it's time for an Inkswell as the target over towards Lycan. The leash is out, and Slark will get the chain control. Lycan, no shapeshift. Nothing to really help him out. Even the Boundless Strike almost clipping through, but Mickey, man, his double damage just destroyed Solo, and now Tiger will come in to join too. Looking for the disarm with a quick little swashbuckle forward. And Wukong's command, BKB, in for Monkey King, but he can't hold anybody in there with him. Phoenix in the back lines, lets the ulti out. Have they got enough damage? Pango's actually trapped inside of his own skin. No, he couldn't help out, so Zai just gets pushed back onto the outside of the arena. The Spear of Mars connects. That's a little unfortunate.
I mean, Virtus.Pro got the perfect target. They killed the Lycan. He did not have the book nor the shapeshift ready. But then they lost 2 heroes. It's really not worth it for Virtus.Pro, I would say. Lycan still very, very strong. Level 15. He decided to skip the level 10 talent. If you don't know, you can skip the talents, and you just, if your level 10 talents are garbage, So you just get the level 15 one instead. Next Roche.
Without actually, he was sitting at 6 plus 20. That was pretty easy. Why would you need the armor talent or plus 15 damage on top of your 132 plus 139? So yeah, garbage. Goodbye, Grimstroke. Once again, solo. Bottom lane is where VP is trying to set up their own gank, but there is an Observer Sentry combination. And I was watching no one's positioning. Tiger, my god, this feels like such heavy bait. The disarm is there on Rubik, of all people, and now maybe no one has to PKB, but Tiger on 56 HP runs up the hill, away from Resolution's Rolling Thunder. No one's TP out to safety, will not be completed, and Pango is in the same boat. Can they help him out? No, all they can do is just die with him. And Zayak underneath the Observer and Sentry, Liquid playing with vision. Not only do they get the upper hand, they'll take the tier 2 tower on top lane as well. Oh, okay, maybe Fortification and Weaver arriving may slow this down.
They definitely need this Weaver Ags. Liquid, very limited on the burst damage. Like, there's not a single spell that can take you down to like 50% HP. Roche spawned, so Cheese and Aegis.
Okay. Hi, Solo. Bye, Solo. 0 for 8 onto him. This Observer Sentry Ward that was planted down. I don't think ILTW really cottoned onto it.
Well, I praised Mika's Void Spirit when the game started. He did not die this game, which is pretty impressive. And I said it's a free Void Spirit game. They don't have enough lockdown. Like Boundless Strike, you have silence from the Grimstroke, but he's way too farm right now, and he is the crowd control with 2 charges on that silence.
And they're going to give him the Aegis, the Immortal. Then again, there is both Aegis and Cheese to separate. This is 28 minutes in, second Roshan. So, yep, Aegis goes to Mickey. Don't want to give it to the Shapeshift target. Give him Cheese. As Virtus.Pro just try and continue their late game farm. We've moved off Skade for ILTW. Going for Satanic. Any kind of sustain for him. A Monkey. No one doesn't even have an item in his quick buy.
I think Slark's overthinking with this item build. It's just way too non-aggressive, I would say. Like, he's just thinking about defense, but who's gonna deal the damage?
That's just the game plan, right? Like this is a team that plays with techies. They see the 50-minute game and the time you can reach with that. And if Liquid can't push high ground, like, the VP still have that late game?
I thought they were going to be matched up better in the mid game. Right now, they're still cutting the creep waves with the Slark, with Pango. Weaver also doing the same thing.
They got the Spark gank out.
Yep.
Maybe Liquid can find someone. Radiant Scan won't hit anything. Resolution's nearby, but I think he feels something is wrong. He might even get himself a courier kill. If the timing is right. Yep, number 1. Number 2. Goodbye, Insanious Courier. And Pango, Resolution, get the hell out of there. Boxy's right behind you, but he still wants to try and creep skip here into the Rolling Thunder, but the spear perfectly onto the tower. And that's got to be the 3rd time this game I've seen Boxy just cancel Resolution's Rolling Thunder.
So far, so good from Boxy. He might even, join the Olympics for the spear throwing.
The hunt of Zayak. He's got spider legs on this Weaver. You don't catch him out. On bottom lane, Slark picked up, needs to get that Shadow Dance off right now if he's going to be able to survive. Assimilate, have they got some damage onto Slark? ILTW continues to hit into Boxy. Solo goes for the Soul Bind, but there is no follow-up with that.
Solo Bind for what?
Yeah, they
literally have nothing to throw inside the Soul Bind, which I really dislike. Grimstroke as a hero right now, I think it's perfectly balanced. Like the way he was when he was first introduced to Dota, my god. Like, I think he had 80% slow on the ulti. Now spider legs on Weaver makes a lot of sense to me. We're just going with the memes.
Yeah. Makes him so versatile just playing the side lane too. ILTW continues his farm. Still sticking with Skadi. Smoke up. Koifer's going to be close by. They just get their first stun off. They need the extra control. Wukong's command as well. They commit everything. The Rolling Thunder actually stunning Insania. He probably wanted to help out a little bit more, but hey, every fight begins the same way. Solo going down, and Mickey wants a little bit more. No one wants to stand his ground inside the Wukong's command, but now Tiger has actually stolen it. The level 3 Wukong's command. No one BKB, but that won't save him from all the damage that Mickey does. 2 heroes down for Virtus.Pro. The arena is going to work as well on Slark. He's pushed down into the river, onto the wall, and into the graveyard.
LTW is not having a game. I gotta say, I really dislike the item build that he's going for. He's just overthinking. They have ways of disarming them with swashbuckle, mischance like you get from Heaven's Halberd. I just don't... Even though it's probably one of the best, my favorite top 3 items in this patch, I still don't think it's that great on Slark.
Resolution, you can get this courier. No, he doesn't want it. He wants the creep wave instead. Just slow down the push. Aghanim Scepter is now completed on Zayak. He'll have to TP home as well. He hasn't left the top lane. In fact, it looks like they're going to give up their mid-tier 3. Resolution's now arrived, but nothing stopping this push from Team Liquid. And they'll move towards the top. The tier 2 tower was already taken. A quick blink away from Resolution, but Solo. Come on, man. It's so hard. Mickey's got his number, 1407. And I guarantee you the 10 deaths of Solo have actually been out of the 14 of Mickey. It's been rough. Somehow they keep their melee Rikes alive on 234 HP. And you wish you had a repair kit, but they didn't. In fact, it was Liquid who got that drop.
Aegis will expire right now. Man, Mickey is having such a great time. BKB, Aghanim Scepter. I love the build on him. Like, straight assassination build, and then you have this crowd controlled with Aghanims, and gets a defensive item. Usually you see like either a Yule Scepter, but I didn't see many of the core Void Spirit players buying BKB. I'm really liking it.
Don't do it, Rez. Don't do it, Rez. Blinks away as quickly. The trap was being prepared by Liquid, and I think he knew it too. The pressure is coming once again from Liquid, turning their attention towards the mid. Let's let the army do the push instead. They may actually want to wait. Insania needs another 60 gold, and he's got a full Shiva's Guard completed.
I don't know where Insania is getting the gold from. They had Philosopher's Stone, but Rubik is the one who's keeping it. Has some shady thing going on. You know, Rubik sending the gold to Phoenix.
Maybe they share it, you know, just pass it around. He had the first 15 minutes. Actually, it wouldn't be that. It's not on the field for that long.
We still have not seen Weaver with Ags, like time-lapse being used in a team fight.
Mm-hmm.
What's Slark damage? 160. Like, he has a double hit, he has a slow, reducing...
Oh, resolution initiated on once again. This time via Weaver time-lapse. Pangolier is dropping low, but Slark is the one who needs the help, and they will get him out. Soulbind going to work as a pounce out from ILTW. Retreats back from the arena, as well as the Supernova. All the big abilities of Liquid being triggered. And Resolution wants to go for another Blink Rolling Thunder. That's pretty deep. That's pretty damn deep. Liquid coming to the tier 4 towers, but they ping Grimstroke up against the wall. He'll go down, but the Wukong's command from no one. It's a great position for him to continue to fight. If they can keep Liquid in it, they're on the edge, and now they have to come back out of it. The Yulsep just don't let him retreat. Pangolier will buy back as quick as he can as Zayak, keeping the fight going. He'll catch out Tiger in the back lines. No, he won't. Shikuchi away. That's better. And the stun ray turns on from Insania. Everybody lost their sunblock. They needed some extra protection from this one. Pango will have a dive back. 3 heroes dead. In fact, GG well played comes out from Virtus.Pro. They were hoping for a 40-minute victory or something plus that. Liquid doesn't let them get there. 35 minutes in, Liquid take game 1 against VP.
I'd really like to talk about items. Sometimes you see someone thinking outside of the box. This is great, you know. It worked out for you sometimes, but this game, Slark, I no clue what he was doing, to be honest. Like, it's just no damage. Like, where's the damage supposed to come from? if you want to go for like mixed damage survivability build, just get status resistance. Get like Diffusal Blade into S and Y.
Yeah, so, something different maybe for game 2.
Definitely.
Well, that'll have to be something we'll look at, because you always like to talk about items when it comes to these builds we see, Carl. But Liquid, they did it within your timing. They managed to hold strong the whole way through. And that Mars, again, the arena just makes it look so easy.
Not just that, I'm watching him walk out of Monkey King all taking no damage because he just toggles Bulwark on. You've got to ban this hero against Box. He's just not something Liquid can have. But, to go off of what Lacoste is saying, the Slark's itemization, you can see what he's trying to do, which is sort of equalize things in the mid game. But that timing, the timing we're saying Liquid have, like, extends as he still cannot do damage.
Yeah.
The thing is, he's even going for this halberd, and the Monkey King also has it. And you have this Weaver, right? And you're supposed to be hitting the egg with these items. What's the point for getting it on Slark as well? I completely agree with Lacoste here, but I'd go a step further and say that LTW didn't feel comfortable at all in this game.
No.
And the item build also shows it, as he was just AFK. You never felt him in these team fights. He was not a part of them.
To be fair, he was sort of followed around. They put a tractor beam on the guy, and
his laning stage was also really horrible.
Yeah.
When Mars was level 6, he was level 4. So okay, we can go back to that. Some players, if they start off, if they start off bad, they just can't get back into the game. So maybe that's the thing.
There's another reason why Boxing Mars is broken, because he's bodying people in lane too. Slark against a melee hero, traditionally, you're favoring the Slark, but it's Mars. So you're just getting dumpstered. Mickey also did really well in the mid lane against no one. This is why this kid's just, a lot of people have tried to poach him over the years.
It's more about the rotations as well from him, right? Like in the mid lane, okay, we did see no one go ahead a little bit, but as soon as you start rotating with Mickey's Void Spirit, you see what it's all about. He also itemizes really well that Dazo into Aghanims, so much damage, and the control afterwards. The AoE silence is just stupid strong.
And we should talk about Mickey's Void Spirit, because Carl, you weren't too happy about that choice being in the draft there. Is this something to show you that, okay, no, this is certainly...
I mean, it goes off what Lizard said. It just pretty much, it's Ember Spirit. It's just a different kind of Ember Spirit.
It just deals damage, goes in the backlines, gives you that catch. It's not Searing Chains, it's the Aether Remnant, right? It's not Sleight of Fist, it's the whatever the hell the second...
The next one.
yeah.
And this, it just comes down to Liquid's draft is just smoother. It just makes more sense together. VP, you don't really see the synergy in terms of how do you actually keep people in that Wukong. Like, this is their issue. You have a Wukong, you have a Rolling Thunder, on what? It's on one guy, Mickey, who effectively put himself there. He wanted to be standing in the middle of the Wukongs. They're winning this fight. There's no real lockdown.
We go back to that idea that if you're picking Pango, pick it in conjunction with something else that can start off fights and bring control. If Pango is your sole means of controlling the enemy team, he's going to have a rough time. And Rezo, this did not look like a Centaur. This looked like a Rezo that's always hunted down and killed off before he actually manages to do anything.
And to also note, like, it's about these items. Slark wants survivability, but he's overdoing it. As Lacoste said, you just get some status resist, but you have items that also improve your damage output. That's what Liquid have in this game. They have a Vlad's advantage, an HOD advantage, and an AC advantage. So that's like, 14 armor swing? More if you're counting the Deso, because the Monkey King of no one, he had to go BKB before Deso, so he didn't have that until like the very last team fight. There's a lot of damage that Liquid represents just because of how their itemization affects everyone's damage totals, not just their own. And, Slark in theory can go late game against Lycan, but not when you're effectively 20 armor behind. Like, that just doesn't work anymore.
All utility they had pretty much was the Vlads and the pipe from the Pango, and that's it. They don't have anything else to work with. And look at this. This looks like a solid build from Slark. Sustain. He just never gets to actually deal this damage.
I don't
and all this sustain doesn't keep him alive because there's an AoE silence coming from that Void.
Can you see what he was trying to do though, right? Can you make sense of what he was trying to build?
We can definitely. You can see, like in Dota, there's this thing in which there are items to win you the game and items that keep you alive, and it doesn't necessarily always collide, right? It's not always the same items. There are also save items that will allow you to do some things in the game, but not perhaps win the game. Like Echo Saber here is decent versus the Phoenix, right? But overall doesn't translate into anything bigger because of the timing that he gets it as well, which is way too late.
It's more about also how this VP lineup thrives, which is when Resolution has more farm priority and ILTW I think has a bit less. But you're playing, like as Lizard put it, an AFK Slark.
Yeah.
And Rezo does not look as comfortable on Pango as, say, a Centaur, but that's also because the method that you need to find kills is so weird. Centaur, it's point, stun, boom, get him. Pangolier, you gotta like swashbuckle in, get a good ult off, and Boxy is really good at Pango too. You can see him just interrupting the channels with spears. You know, it's a different game for Rezo.
It's such a good Rubik game, by the way. It's a dream Rubik game. Not only is Pango having a rough time using his ultimate, but you're playing versus a Weaver and a Grimstroke. Did you see that damage that he was able to... I'm repeating myself so many times. This Rubik versus Grimstroke feels so good. So much damage. Fate Bolt and Stroke of Fate when you steal it. I feel blessed when I have that in my game.
Much like our viewers do when they hear Lizard's sultry tones. Doesn't matter what he says, really.
It's not about the context and the words. It's just about the tone. That's it.
It's just how you say it, right? There you go. As long as you look good while saying it, everyone's going to enjoy it. But what are Virtus.Pro going to be looking at for this next game, right? Because we keep seeing more kind of, you guys defined it as a bit quirky when they're drafting, maybe not exactly on meta. We said about them giving the caveat of having ESL, they just come in and get the win, and maybe they're more looked at. They're falling behind.
That was actually Zayat's, that was his excuse, having an abundance of games, and they can't prepare for everyone. They're a little bit fatigued, but here there's no excuses, man.
You've had time now. You've had stages.
We're overcomplicating it because we've got time to fill in the panel. All VP have to do is simplify things. 2 words: Centaur, Warrunner. Was unbanned, unpicked. Why? Don't know. Don't complicate things. Just give your boy a stun. Hit me up with some Prodigy lineups. And Skywrath Axe. Kill them. Kill the rats.
That's Grimstroke as well. When they pick it with the Centaur Warrunner, they activate this layers of stuns. You jump in with the Centaur who's Inkswelled, then you follow up with the stun as well. You're just obliterated. Pango, they use the Inkswell on him, but by the time that Inkswell is activated, he's already rolling somewhere in the woods.
It's also, I'll be honest, I don't care. Resolution has made a lot of strides as an offlaner. His Pangolier is not going to be one of the best 3 in the world. It's not possible, okay? First off, he hasn't played the hero enough. And second, he really hasn't played it in comparison to these offlaners that have been here for a while. I've seen Zai, Boxy, these guys have like a couple hundred games on the hero. I can't see Rezo having more than, what, 20, 30 if he's really been spamming games. It's also why I think he looks best on, let's say, again, we forgot to bring this up. You have a Grimstroke opener, but it's got to be more than just to take it out of Liquid's hands. You have nothing. Thank you. No BKB piercing single target spells. Literally, the main usage of Grimstroke is not there. There's nothing that really works with the Soulbind. In fact, did they have a single ability that worked with Soulbind?
I have to say also this. They didn't.
They
didn't. You move... Usually how the drafts are shaping up right now, they are played around that Grimstroke and Pango. But the team that picks up Grimstroke leaves the Pango, doesn't go for it, gets something else, gets that Beastmaster on the offlane, and then there's the enemy team to go for the Pango because you have the Soulbind counter already to the Pangolier. I was baffled a little bit that they went for the Pango and the Grimstroke. It can work, but it's just not optimal. There's a reason why people aren't picking it.
If you do Grim Beast there, I love the VP opener because it just also fits into the comfort styles. All of a sudden, doesn't matter what cores we pick, they're going to have a bit of a boost thanks to the Beastmaster. It's more in Rezo's comfort zone. It allows him to just sort of play that off lane, and you have natural synergy with the open. But yeah, like it just works. Like it's not about the enemy team picks.
You have the attack speed as well versus the egg, perhaps. That's eventually coming.
Isn't a great hero in theory against Pangolier, against Slark, but it's about being in your comfort zone and having win conditions. It's picking for your own draft. Don't worry too much about what the other side's doing.
So was this a case then for VP where they just kind of played into Liquid's hands throughout this draft and steering away from where they wanted to actually
I
find
think
success?
they outdrafted themselves.
They outdrafted themselves, and they played to their own comfort zone, but from yesterday and then IP. That Monkey King was on fire. Yesterday they tried to recreate something like
He's
that.
playing against Meepo.
Yeah,
It's
he
a
was
different setup.
Yeah, he just.
It just Liquid were in their comfort zone. They're just playing the same solid Dota they've been playing. Secret beat them. Nobody else has been able to so far. VP tried to like get fancy, and I don't want to see him get fancy. Trust in yourselves. You guys have been on a roll. You won ESL. Just stick what's been working.
And that's the thing. Surely they should trust themselves.
Yeah.
They just had a big event win. Like you're living the dream right now. You're in a good spot. You come into group stage, and we could give them the bit of saying, okay, group stage is what it is. You still made it through the playoffs, but it's still we're missing something.
VP, if your coach is listening, I got just 2 words for you. 2 words. Centaur War Runner.
There we
That's
go.
it. That's all there is. That's all you need to do.
Just stay in your comfort zone, pick your own drafts, don't focus on Team Liquid so much, because Team Liquid definitely is, and they're just going completely in their comfort zone. If you give them their heroes, they will pick it and they will execute with them. Right now, Phoenix is true, Oracle is true.
I would.
Right.
I will bet a slap in the face. This is Grimstroke.
Grimstroke as well. All right, I'm not gonna.
Oh, I was risking a lot more than Lizard was. Just saying.
Yeah,
He
but I'm
still
risking
has-
everything. It's like beating.
There we go.
It's like.
Oh, he's
it's
lucky.
like-
You're lucky.
all right, instant Oracle, Centaur.
There we go, baby. That's the draft I'm talking about. Let me hear it in chat. Centaur Wall Runner, baby. Hashtag resolution. This guy was almost a TI winner. And when he's playing this hero, he can really have that game impact that I'm looking for. I like that Solo's on Oracle. I think that if you're going to have one of your supports play the save, it should be Solo. He's so good at these defensive supports, and it just feels like he knows how to draft around it
Defensive
better.
supports bullies as well, your
Yes.
ogre, stuff like that. These kinds.
That's another interesting point, and also why we see so many 5s banned out, is that if your 5 is your cap, like you really are more comfortable building a draft around certain heroes because you're playing it. So like your view of the game is morphed based on what you have to be doing. So he obviously just didn't really go with the Grimstroke idea. He didn't flesh that one out like you would hope. But with Oracle, we've seen them utilize a lot of these different heroes to make it
Now, from
make it special.
Liquid, they open up with Void Spirit and Grimstroke, but these two for them are simply very flexible. The Void Spirit can be still on the offlane played by Boxy, can be mid again by Mickey, or on the safe lane, right? And same goes for Grimstroke. One of the combos that they truly do like a lot with the Grimstroke is the... Right? I wasn't going to say Phoenix, but... All right.
you
they
just-
don't have Mars to protect it, though.
Do you just Beastmaster now, I believe, if you're Liquid. You've got options. Hold up. Viper is the Spectre counter. It also is really good against the Centaur. You remove Return, Dispersion, Desolate. It could work. It probably won't be picked, but I'm saying it could. But I think you just go for a Beastmaster.
the
You have that
Beastmaster, I
double
think,
roar.
it looks
It's
the
also
best for them.
Yeah, you want to be able to ensure that you can kind of clump up. The AoE on VP isn't really there, and the way Desolate works is if you're around no targets, you're taking massive pure damage. Beastmaster, you always got some sort of friendly creep nearby, and plus the damage up, you got good team fight, and really just want something that synergizes with your Grimstroke. That's BKB piercing. What else? Wouldn't see a Bloodseeker, right? And Doom's not a thing, so I just got...
Is it possible to just push the tempo? They banned out the Troll that was really strong versus the Lone Druid. So maybe they can go for the LD. Has it been banned out? I think not.
I do like Lone Druid.
Yeah, it's just put Beastmaster, Lone Druid, and just have this snowball type of a lineup that works versus Spectre.
And I'm just... Mickey's so good. I was talking with Will about this, but he's like just insanely good at everything. Kid is global elite in Counter-Strike. He's top 100 in FIFA.
There we go.
There's your LD. And he's just a savant, really. And I was saying this in the pre-draft, but...
What's he in FIFA?
Like top 100.
Oh.
He's really good.
Well, that's cool.
And there have been...
How does he have all the time to be global, top 100, also
he's
playing
just good.
Dota professionally?
He's just good at games. I'm sure...
He's
like,
got the gift.
Talented. That's
Yeah,
it.
hugely talented.
Yeah.
Some of us
in your
grind
first fight,
forever.
I remember when we were first seeing Liquid play, you were saying, okay, yeah, Mickey's doing well, doing good, and it's every game you've increasingly got more positive on
Been
him,
this way
Kyle.
for years, man. I'm telling you, he has been of the top 15 teams in Dota, I'd say about 10 have probably thought about poaching him or have actively tried to poach Mickey. But this is another reason I love this squad so much. Since they came over from Han, they have not separated, and this whole team has been together for now going on like a year and a half.
Synergy is always important.
They're actually friends. Like, it's weird because you don't really see that with Dota teams all the time.
The Beastmaster ban out from Virtus.Pro, sadly, we won't see it for Liquid. They need something sturdy to finalize this draft on the side of Team Liquid. They need something to match up like Mars did in that last game with Phoenix Seg. They need something very similar, something to protect the lone druid
DK an option potentially?
Could also Boxy. Void Spirit. I like this shot. I can just kind of be like interject. I'm like
I hate that
intruding on
so.
your thoughts.
Like I hate to see my hand in someone else's shot. It triggers me so much. But yeah.
Timing. It's
Right,
everything.
that Prophet banned out.
Could VP? This is a bit out there, but you've got potentials like Tinker as an example. Some other global type hero. Zeus isn't bad either against Lone Druid. You just get that massive global burst. And you need raw damage output right now on the side of VP. You've got control, but Spectre needs time. You need something that kind of gets you through the mid game.
There you go, the Dragonite.
Double Grimstroke potential, also a great Inkswell
Pretty
target.
good. Doesn't have to be offlane, can still be mid with the Void Spirit on the offlane. They have a lot of potential on setting up their lanes. But this is something that Virtus.Pro has drafted even yesterday, right? With the Pugna and the Necro combo.
It's a really good synergy because we asked for damage, but this is different. So Zeus, you have more like sustained magic DPS, but Necro is more durable, and you're still very high damage. Plus, the Scythe is incredibly effective at killing any of these 3 big cores. Your concern...
They do have a lot of magical damage coming from Liquid.
They do.
You also
but you
have
Oracle.
You have that's true. Yeah, you have Oracle. You should be completely fine with that.
I think VP. This to me is VP at their best. You've got Rezo on his hero. A solid makeup. I feel...
Are you saying Liquid isn't on their best though? Just look at this hero. Maybe Dragonite is out there, but all the others are completely.
I just think that you're gonna have a really tough time killing Necro, and if you fail to kill him in one fight, like you need to get Oracle is the problem first, but then they have that double save because you've got the decrep available, and once again, Liquid are really short on magic damage.
So which way are you going, Carl? Give me the name.
I think we got a pattern so far. It's going to be a 3-game series. Liquid's all about it, giving the fans a show. And I really think VP, this is their bread and butter. They'll take this one.
Okay, Liz, where we go? You going to go against him?
Of course I'm going to go against him. I'm going to go with Liquid. Why not? If they get that vessel and find a way to pump up the Lone Druid early enough with the Dragonite, I think they have a very potent snowball potential, right? We'll see.
But if you're not trying to split the panel, would you actually be excited with VP?
I like what VP has.
There we go. There's the truth. There's the honest answer. Let's get into our second game, though. And I guess my words for Lacoste and Toby is it really just about the Centaur War Runner? Because Carl said it's just 2 words here. That's all that's needed for VP.
Obviously, there's a lot more to the game of Dota than what Kyle says. Lacoste, would you like to fill us in on the rest of it?
Kyle had a good point about Team Liquid not having enough like raw magical damage. So this is a Necro. If it's Necro without Pugna, without Oracle, it's still a great Necro game. But you add these two, the question is, how do you kill Necrolite? I really don't see them. Even if you get like a Spirit Vessel, there's gonna be ways of dispelling that. Like he's gonna build the items for himself to dispel it. You have Oracle. I don't know. I'm afraid. I'm really loving this Virtus.Pro lineup. I'm a bit afraid for Liquid. Can they play this fast enough? And they always tend to do so with the Lone Druid. He comes online pretty fast. They have Dragonite, Boxy, one of the heroes that he really shines on. I know a couple of games he just went like power treads into a Blink Dagger so that he can close the gap, find the very important heroes in the backline, which is going to be the case this game. They need to find Oracle.
If they can get rid of Solar, get rid of the save. Right now, Liquid, they're going to head towards the bottom. And like how ILTW is already sitting above them. The Fortune Zone was actually thrown on the Phoenix, so we can't actually contest ILTW for that bounty rune. Just a small little fun play where Solo realized where Boxy was going and where Tiger was going because they wanted to get both. Alright, so let's watch the mid. Nikkei's already going to give the mid lane a bit of an advantage. He let one creep through. So no one will get to battle underneath his own tier 1 tower.
Kyle talked about Mickey being good. What did he say? FIFA top 100.
Top 100 in the world.
Yeah, but is it top 100 in artifact? That's the question.
Does anyone ever ask that question?
Well, I'm probably top 3 right now. Me and Slacks.
Yeah, but are there more than 100? Are there more than 50? Are there more than 10? Are there more than you and Slacks?
There are. It's such a great game for Necro. Let's go back to real talk, real game. And yeah, Necrolite should be able to dominate this lane, but even in the previous one, Mickey did not have a good laning stage. Monkey King was staying like 1k ahead of him 6-7 minutes in. He still didn't die a single time. He had a flawless game.
Man, I'm trying to keep my eyes on both the top and the bottom lane as well. Like, even though Boxy obviously is a Dragon Knight, he shouldn't die very quickly. He was walking around pretty damn low. And saying he's not going to get to keep his own courier or his Pugna. Zaya getting into the back line. He's even going to deny up his own Nether Ward. Because, you know what? He's just on top of things like this. Oh my god, okay.
Swap things around. Put Lone Druid on the mid lane and have like Void Spirit on the side lane. They have much better combo with Void Spirit and Grimstroke. Even though you're playing like Void Spirit into Centaur, which Centaur really likes, I just think he's gonna get dumpstered on the mid lane.
Well, so far, he kind of has. It's 14-3 to the 5-0, and then, yeah, you're 8-0 for Koitva versus Resolution's 11-2. And Resolution can just hoof stomp and retaliate up, and my god, Koitva! Resolution just needs one more hit. 70 plus 30, he'll salve up in the tree line. There was no support because Zyke is keeping Grimstroke very much under control. And these networks are really going to start to spread out as well. 1100 to the 1600 in the mid lane, and you're 2.5 minutes in. That's the advantage in the favor of no one. Obviously, he's still got a salve to burn still.
Yeah. Also, the problem is you need to bring a lot of regen to this lane if you're Mickey, while Necrolite, he really does not. You have a built-in aura. You're harassing him with the aura, having a regen for yourself.
Yeah, you got to stick to try and help him on that front. It really feels like no one doesn't care. Like, Mickey, he's looking at burning 2 salves in the span of a minute. I like how ILTW is giving a couple of tips over to us, like, all right, you want to contest my pull, you can go for it. If you want to kill my support, you can go for that one as well. Spectre loves the solo space farming underneath their own tier 1 tower.
Box is getting free farm. I mean, you can't really just kill Dragon Knight here. It's a Spectre Oracle, and Boxy already 2 points in Dragon Blood. Unless you shut him down early on, get a kill. It's very hard as time progresses to like grab a kill. A Dragon Knight Bracer, some magic resistance, magic wand. And Boxy's good to go. Like, he gets a power treads, and I also want to see a fast blink this game once again.
We'll see if he can get it. My god, no one. Okay. Also, very careful with his life. Underneath the tower, Icarus dive forward from Tiger. No death pulse available. Already committed the 1 charges. In fact, no one wants to stand his ground. He'll lose his courier to Tiger. Very fire up. He can't get close enough. And it's Tiger who will actually end up spilling the first blood with Mickey staying on top of the Necro.
Oh, man. And he gets a regen. This is how you tilt him. Man, no one is known to be easily tilted. They kill him. They kill his courier. After all this advantage that he built up, and now Mickey, he picks up the regen rune, which is gonna give him a way back to this game. Like, he just farmed a full creep wave, full HP, full mana.
Uh-huh. No one, don't forget the range creep.
I don't know, it's just, it really makes me happy for some reason, you know, that they got a kill and they picked up a regen. I'm trying not to be biased or anything, it's just, you know.
Just a little statistic. Icarus dive on the top lane, Pugnet trying to run himself out of here. Couple of stick charges, can't get back to the tier 1 tower safely. And the same is Inkswell gets the kill, and this is now going to be bounty runes. At the same time, ILTW, not something you normally see, seeing your safe laner actually moving off the lane to pick up both the bounty runes on the bot.
I'm not surprised. he played position 5 Slark last game. I don't know if there's swap positions or anything. You really should not. Like, you're losing a couple of CS.
Well, there's I suppose Oracle was already pulling a wave off too into a double stack, so there's a lot of experience being denied to this DK.
Mid. They didn't get the kill.
I would have been, well, been close, but I would have felt like you need a little bit more than that. Up against like stick charges, bottle. Mickey could be pretty damn efficient, and Tiger's looking for his own jump once again. 3 heroes in the mid lane. The Radiant Observer is watching that position of Insanio. He knows he's behind the trees, but you just jump forward with the Inkswell, pull back with the Remnant, turn on the Sunray. Now no one. The heal will be tested. And he does not pass. Solo arrived as quick as he possibly could, but into Sunray. Difficult disarm to Crepify Blast and the nuke of Oracle. You just amplify absolutely everything you've got. The only thing that is missing is a Dagon. The Tiger now going to work with Insania, looking for their target. Over towards Oracle. He's got 8 stick charges of his own. Another root down and Grimstroke to Crepify. Anyone got a blast? Nope, not enough mana. In for the Pugner. He's only got Fairy Fires, no Mangoes.
Man, they killed him twice already. He used the Reaper Sight, didn't get anything out from it. Like, we might be joking about it, but it really sometimes affects your gameplay. Like, I need to do something. Like, I've had all this advantage. Pugna in a bit of trouble.
He really wanted to have a quick look around. The Reddit will make sure he goes nowhere. Put down a sentry ward looking for the dire obs, but it's a little too far away from him. And Boxy's really started to do some chunky damage into ILTW. Don't think he... Okay, he's looking for the kill underneath the tower, especially because Tiger's here. Icarus dive forward, hits with the sprites. And there's not enough life. In fact, Tiger just turns on the Sunray, and Zach can do little to no damage to that DK.
Has a flask to work with and a dragon form, so I want to see more heroes from Liquid rotating to the bottom lane, so they can put some pressure on the towers. And like, they made a rotation on the mid lane, 3 versus 3 for quite some time, which benefits Lone Druid on the top lane. He is getting a lot. Same goes for Centaur. What are you laughing about?
Stania, he just knew he was dead. He walks down the ramp into Oracle as well as Pugna and gets the same combo we got before. Difference is he dies from this one. But that's getting stronger and stronger as time goes by. Mickey.
Another dip for no one. Like, that's the best rune you can get. Arcane rune on Void Spirit matches all your purple spells.
Barney the Spirit. Mickey? Have they got enough for him if they can hold him in position? No, there's no holding him in position. He just astral steps out. And there's no way you're committing Reaper's Sight that early on. Maybe now that Spectral Horn is up, you do really think about initiation, but Boxy does the same thing. Dragon forms up on bottom lane. Liquid, they 3-man smoke up to also head south. That's where they can hold the outpost. Or take the tier 1 tower. Or both. ILTW is going to need help.
Ready?
His TP's on cooldown 8 seconds.
Top lane.
MP. Yep, Koifa uses the Savage Roar, forces them away. The Bear's low on life, but it's also out to safety. And Phoenix TP's in for this one. The scan from the Dire, it did actually connect on bottom. So they know that ILTW, because he threw out a dagger from the tree line, that also helps out.
Who could it possibly be? Who has a Spectral Dagger? They should just go for the tower. Like, there's no way ILTW dies here. Wait a second.
Voice TPing. They're going up towards top. Centaur, the worst target you can go on. But now Reaper's Scythe, it'll do the work. Boxy will go down. Insania starts his own TP out. No one will take care of the outpost. That's that wouldn't have been part of the plan.
Tower is extremely low. They also like try to make a rotation on the mid and top lane at the same time. Maybe got a bit too overzealous, wanted too much out of the map.
That should go. Yeah, okay. It's a 1-1 trade-off.
And what bothers me about the outpost, if you don't have any kind of stun, like, they're just gonna take your outpost. You can't contest. Oh, for 10 minutes you fight here. That's my problem with the outpost. You need to be here at 10-minute mark. And look at me, I already started the channeling. It's nothing you can do about it unless you have a stun.
Luckily, both these teams have a decent amount of those. Either that or you're just like, hey, channel, and I'll just keep hitting you and kill you. That'll also work. Mid lane is being heavily pressured by Virtus.Pro. It's Catapult Wave, level 2 blast, and you've got Spectral Haunt up and running. I don't know if he wants to use it, however, mainly because Spectre's not that healthy. He's already one-charging in preparation for the fight as Lone Druid comes in to defend the tower. Same with the Grimstroke. They'll get rid of the Catapult as the primary target.
That was costly.
But then I also watch Resolution turn on Retaliate and gain like basically twice the amount of damage he had before to push the tier 1 tower. So mid tower is going to be denied by Liquid.
Oh, Spectre denied the bottom tower. Liquid.
All right, everyone gets
I did not
denial.
see. Did they deny a mid tower?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, so it's a very, very good trade for Virtus.Pro. They denied the tower, they took one, even though one of those got denied. Mickey is gonna go for the same item build this game. Going for Deso. I wanna see a faster Spirit Vessel. One of the reasons why they are giving Taiga a free lane. Like, he already has Urn of Shadows. Needs 1.5k gold. He should have it in the next, like, 4 minutes if they just leave him solo here.
He's not going to get pressured out of the lane, well, apart from Resolution, but that's only once to get the Blink Dagger up and running. Once again, we outpost trade out. So much vision from Team Liquid. Just shallowy in this bottom lane. 2 Observer wards in almost exactly the same line. But it lets them know every single time Spectre comes out to farm. So if they feel like there's an opportunity, but they don't see it on bottom, so instead they look towards the top, and they will need everybody for this. They're going to get through a Centaur with a Hood of Defiance. At least he's already burned the charge. That's one upside, but he's also running away, and they don't have control.
It's been a while since I saw Lone Druid going for Radiance. Like, usually it's
really?
Mask of Madness into Deso, but if Mick is going for Deso, then Lone Druid needs to figure things out for himself, and it's gonna be like amplified magical damage for Necro, any decrypified target, missed chance against Spectre. But that comes online like 5 to 7 minutes later than the Deso.
No one really wants to hunt for this kill. They drop down the sentry ward. They know there's no vision on the hillside. Grimstroke is the primary target. They can trigger the Reaper's side. They can keep that vision up and running. In fact, they just save it for the moment. Insania's already gone down underneath the tier 2 tower. Buyback will come in from Insania, and what a big egg. Up on the hillside, the Reaper side that doesn't kill up the Void Spirit. So he'll end up surviving through this one, and everybody from VP getting heavily stunned up. But the sustain is still pretty damn good from Virtus.Pro. What if they got Oracle hiding in the tree lines? He's got to get that false promise up before death. Unable to do so. Same with the 17-1 charges. And Virtus.Pro, they needed that save to keep the fight going. So no one and Solo both die around the same time. And all that initiation that Virtus.Pro used now can't be used to get the Centaur out. There's a jump forward. Nah, doesn't have the distance on the Remnant.
I think Virtus.Pro just wanted too much of that. Like, Spectre is going for Radiance as Hood queued up. So
it seems so early as well. Like, the Blink Dagger was almost there from Resolution. You could have had that as your initiation.
interesting. That's what we call it. So Dragonite will have a Blink Dagger for himself. Arcane Rune, next ulti will be up in 50 seconds. So both the offliners have a Blink Dagger. Even though Centaur is more farmed, he has a Hood on top of that. But it's very important that Taiga gets the farm. Like, one of the reasons why they left him alone on the top lane for quite some time, just 500 gold away from this Spirit Vessel, and he has a charge on Urn. Smoke is ready.
Time to go.
I think they are waiting for Spirit Vessel to be completed. And
VP
Dragonite to have ulti once again.
VP aren't waiting. They got the Blink Dagger on the Centaur. They're looking for a fight. And Grimstroke is presenting. There goes your rune. Hoofstorm forward. Dragonite gonna get caught out. And now all the magical pop damage they've got. He's actually just gonna TP. Did anyone save a stun? Oops.
Yeah, that's an oopsie. I don't think you would even get him. Phoenix was nearby with the Fire Spirits or just Sunray. I think they would back off. Also, Double Edge used before the Cripify.
Yeah, just not finding that perfect synergy of their abilities. And VP will need that. They still hold the top 2 net worths on the board.
Listen, what I'm gonna test with my friends today is extremely fun. I came up with the idea yesterday. Maybe someone thought of it before. Lifestealer infests one of the heroes, then you eat him with Pudge Ags, and then Snapfire with Ags just spits them out, and then you have like 3 heroes popping out of nowhere.
So then you require Pudge. So Pudge can't be trash, and Snapfire needs to be more than what she currently is. And then maybe that will actually happen.
It will happen, trust me. We're doing it tonight.
Combo might be good, but heroes might be trash.
Doesn't matter. It's all about having fun with the friends. That's what Dota is about. But not for these guys. They are living from Dota.
That's a quick stampede away. No one, however, not taking the same retreat. But Mickey, with that stolen haze dream, was hoping for something. He won't get anything just yet. Once aggressive vision being planted by Insania, he will get very far away from anyone that will know he's there. I think they just prep for the fight in mid-tier 1. It's the vision coming down. And Pugner's gonna have to TP right now if they're gonna be here for the fight. Good information from no one if he can survive, but the Blade Mail's got to come out. Have they got more spirit control? Yeah, they do with a false promise. It's a great leash. Oracle as well as Centaur can't move away, can't cast anything for the moment. The leash then changes over, and the Nova, they just can't move away. Virtus.Pro. Team Liquid just finding the perfect combination position now. Showing VP how it's done.
They also don't have the hero that hits Phoenix Egg. Now with the Spirit Vessel charges, it's gonna be so much easier for them to take a fight. Next book should belong to Taiga. They want to get, like, level 1 Phoenix ulti is not that great. 5 hits to destroy. Level 2, 8. I don't think you're gonna go for Phoenix ever.
Unless, well, yeah. ILTW is like, I'm gonna haunt and I'm gonna go to the target that's well away from Taiga. But he didn't even join that fight. Like, that went off and no Spectral Haunt. ILTW didn't want to fight yet because he's still trying to work on the Radiance. Virtus.Pro are trying to buy him that space. And they've done a pretty good job. Relic is coming out in the Courier. And with the Ancient stack, he's trying to clear through. Needs some extra life. It's like, hey, Solo, can you actually help me for a bit? I need some life to do this. Even though he's doing it underneath the Dire Obs Ward. Resolution. He's really hoping for the kill on Taiga, but Taiga knows.
Spectre's kill participation, like LTW's kill participation in both of these games has been very low. Involved in only, I mean, they have 4 kills. What am I talking about? He's involved in 50%. That's not too bad.
Yeah, because give him some time on this one. But in the last game, it was also his atomization. In this game, he has to wait for his atomization. Without the Radiance, joining a team fight doesn't seem like a wise idea for a Spectre. Zayek's feeling the pressure up on top. Actually feeling like he's baiting. He kind of wants Boxy to jump him. The Resolution walks onto the Obs and Sentry. They throw down an extra Sentry as well, just knowing that Resolution has no information about them whatsoever. Just here for the creep wave. Nothing more.
VP should not take a fight before Spectre gets the Radiance. She's gonna have it in 150 gold. It seems like the fight is gonna start now.
They're backing up. Pugner is just playing bait in the trees. How's Koifa doing? So he did actually end up finishing up a Maelstrom after getting the Mask of Madness. Now going to go in for a full Mjolnir. But he did bypass the Desolator and just got the casual Blight. So that still works for him.
Yeah, I preferred that item build on Lone Druid. Like, Radiance comes a bit faster.
Radiance is up. But ILTW, he'll be down. Everybody jumps him. And goodbye, Spectre. No buyback available. Those TPs are coming in. And in fact, you'll cancel one of them. Just let Solo stand the ground.
And you see, when you see Spectre farming like that, you know the team is not around her. Like, the rest of the team wants to play on the other part of the map, and then she just joins with the Haunt.
Now, Liquid are going to do what Liquid do best. Push down buildings with a lone druid. They've got a Dragon Knight who could be their frontliner. However, they've lost the creep wave thanks to the fortification of the tier 2 tower. They're back into the jungle, and the first hero to crack 10k on the net worth is the lone druid. And they really need to do something about that bear.
Scan connects, but only for a second. They only caught a glimpse of Oracle. Koikwa, that's the hero that they want to find.
Yep, they need the real one. At the back, Resolution, where's that blind blink? You'll have to do it on the ramp. He's able to hit the hooves. No, the Savage Roar! Koikwa, so quick on the button. And Resolution cannot complete the stomp. With that, maybe they would have had a chance. Spectralhorn was also burnt by ILTW to join that fight. And now heavy lines being drawn from Liquid to go bottom lane and just push straight back out again while Horns is down.
It's all it takes, like 1 millisecond. If he didn't get that Savage Roar off, he would have died.
I did look that way. The rest of Liquid were a little bit too far out, and look at Liquid. Push the advantage so fast. 4 heroes smoke up. They have, again, perfect vision. This Observer Ward right on top of Virtus.Pro. They see everything. Resolution's nearby. He's kind of your front liner, but they haven't broken the smoke yet. Now the jump in, and quickly, Oracle onto Zayak. One to the next. Liquid want to keep pumping through. Solo will get the buyback available. Necrophos, he'll need an extra little bit of save. And the Insania, that was an interesting Reaper Scythe. And interesting is not the great interesting here. A Stampede, Virtus.Pro, they just want to disengage. Boxy caught on the wrong side of the tracks. He will go down. And Resolution, the hop stomp. He caught Tiger mid-jump. Mickey, he's going to have to jump himself away from this one. No, he goes in. He's looking for the kill on Solo. The dieback is there. Zayak, Tiger will finally be brought down. Resolution, one more stun in 1 more second. Now he's got it. Mickey, he can't get out of here. He's going to lose another. Oh, Team Liquid, it looked like the perfect fight at the beginning. And now they're still on the retreat. Resolution's blinks off cooldown again. Savage Roar from Koifa forces Resolution away. Insania is going to take the regeneration rune. Just a quick swell. Maybe he can get some distance and survive. That was an optimistic hoof stomp.
A lot of misused spells in this team fight. Like, no one uses ulti on a Grimstroke who's full HP, but Rezo kind of saved the day with the catching the Phoenix mid-air. I want to see next set of items for Team Liquid. Dragonite with a BKB. They don't have any abilities that go through BKB, so that's going to be a big one. He's just 1,000 gold away from it. Chasing Pugna? Yeah, they know where he is.
Hey, Zayak, that's pretty confident, man. You could have just stayed in the trees where you were after the blink came in from Boxy and TP away to safety. And now he's going to TP underneath 3 heroes. But hey, finished the Spirit Vessel. Objective complete.
Yeah, that Philosopher's Stone really helping him out. Spirit Vessel, such a great item. Like, Spirit Vessel, Heaven's Halberd, top 2 for sure.
No. He gets to do something right for his team and then die. That's totally fine. Solo seems to be just doing it on the back of buybacks, as that's the only way he can stay alive for a fight, is to take the initiation. Spectre's also moving forward with her item progression. So the Radiance is done. I suppose level 2 Pupil's Gift, neutral items. Yeah, that's okay. We're trying to work towards a Manta style.
He's gonna finish the Hood first.
Yeah.
Wants to be able to reduce any kind of magical damage coming out from Spirit's Vessel, Void Spirit deals stun, and Lone Druid. Like those procs from Mjolnir. He's also going for MKB next. Man, Koikoi is the best Lone Druid in the world, no doubt about it.
He really does love this hero. He might be the best Lone Druid player who actually plays it right now. There are still a lot of fantastic Lone Druid players in the world. A lot of posturing from Virtus.Pro, looking for the bounty runes. Mid lane, Mickey. They need a stun to catch him, but okay. They got the stun. You can drop the scythe on this. Mickey's dead for 75, and with the Spectral Horn, ILTW quickly moves over towards Insania. Does Mickey want to buy back? Yes, he will. Underneath the tier 2 tower, Team Liquid look to fight. ILTW and Resolution cannot back up. They were soul-bound together. They haven't done anything to that egg. The pyramid is untouched by time. Centaur will try and get his own run out of here, but that Sunray burns.
He got
Looking
out of
fresh
range.
meat up on the top. A hoof stomp. He's trying to keep the Spirit Bear away, just out of range of the Remnant. So now Resolution can TP away to safety, but look how fast Liquid they go into the pit.
I don't think Liquid wanted to make this kind of a bait, but it was perfect. Like, they used 2 long cooldown ultis. They killed Mickey. Mickey buys back, gets a double kill, and now they get into Roche pit. They're gonna give Aegis to Mickey, so it doesn't matter that he bought back there. Like, you think, oh, it was such a great, you know, play from Virtus.Pro. They got Mickey, but what happens next?
Yeah, you lose everything. Now it's Team Liquid who have the advantage. Gold and experience. Experience a lot more than gold flowing their way. Solo's putting up the defensive vision. So, all right, okay, guys, we're gonna get ganked. We're gonna get pushed. And the smoke carrier Grimstroke is TPing. Actually, he's TPing all the way home, but he'll come out. And they'll look for their fight, Team Liquid. Resolution's still one hell of a beast on that Centaur. Landing hoof stomp after hoof stomp. And getting out closer towards that Assault Cuirass. So maybe Virtus.Pro can just outlast Team Liquid. Full Greaves on no one. It's a lot harder to control them, but it feels like time and time again, Insania is getting double soul binds on 2 cores. I say double soul binds, as in soul binds on 2 cores.
Yeah, plus they can throw Spirit Vessel on top of that, and now with the Dragon Knight's BKB, they will be using multiple Dragon Tail stun just to control them. Like, Koikwa didn't die this game. They're doing such a great job protecting him, even though they don't have any kind of save. Like, the only save they have is Sunray.
Just working a charm. Mid lane. Goodbye, Solar.
You should have known your
Tiger turns on the Sunray to get the kill. And Solo is dead for 30 seconds. Another great vision from Virtus.Pro going to get removed. Observers and sentries down on Instania's Observer and Sentry. Corvus Bear, by the way, is an absolute beast. He's put the Greater Fairy Fire on the bear. So now he's hitting about 250 a pop.
250, plus if you proc a Mjolnir, 200 magical damage, plus Monkey King bar, 100 bonus magical damage. So that's like 550.
Are they going to try and fight here, Virtus.Pro? ILTW does have Spectral Horn up. They put the Nether Ward in the tree line. They're throwing information. Boxy. Oh. He blinks up aggressively, looking for the Dragon Tail stun. Underneath the tower, however, Necrophos very quickly saved. That false promise got thrown out so early on. And Team Liquid are already in full retreat. Dragon Form's got another 10 seconds left on it, but they smoke up. They're not in full retreat. They're pulling the Rock's Kiss. They're blink forward. The Dragon Tail stun. Pugna instantly caught by the Remnant as well, the Void Spirit.
Oh, you remember, you called it Rock's Kiss. It's been a while since I heard that team's name.
Hey, you know I'm a classic on the memes.
Yeah, fake back. It still works, you know. Looks like you're going back. Oh, our Dragon Form is running out, but you still take that fight.
Yeah, I have 10 seconds. I can make a lot happen in 10 seconds.
Lone Druid just bought something.
Coming on Courier? I see Shivas. I don't see anything on Courier. Just, yep, looking towards Basher as his next item. The Bear's already got enough control as it is, hey, but hey, throw out more Resolution. Trying to be the front line to get rid of the vision. Able to do so with just one quick sentry. Solo, not where he wants to be. Thought he was safe in the tree line, sitting behind the Spectre. But wasn't expecting all of Team Liquid to be to the north, and now ILTW very heavily caught out. He's looking for a target to jump away from. He got Tiger, who was up the hill, and with the Stampede, they'll get him away to safety. But oh no, he's not harmed, not yet. The plane was caught halfway back. And now ILTW, look, Boxy doesn't even want to finish the job. He's moving on to the support kill. Well, Dragon Tailstorm will wait it up and not come underneath the tier 3 tower. Virtus.Pro are crumbling. Zayak will fall. He's got no one to help him out here. At the same time, however, Liquid don't actually have... they don't have a creep wave. That's slightly problematic.
The way Boxy's playing, like, he understands. They try to chase the Centaur. He finds the opening on one of the supports, then finds another stun on Spectre, blinks in, realizes that Spectre's dead, so they get an extra kill because he's not greedy. And also, perfect debate from Liquid once again. They were controlling the bottom outpost. Virtus.Pro fell for it.
That they did. They can't keep falling for things like this if they want to, well, actually stay in the playoffs. Gotta remember, this is elimination Dota. Virtus.Pro have been doing the hard run. They went through Hellraisers, they went through NIP, they didn't drop a game until now. And Team Liquid, such a commanding position. And they'll look for a new target. Eventually they'll have to go high ground, but they'll take out the remaining tier 2 tower on the top lane probably before they do that.
Yeah, there's no way they defend this tower. Alright, Radiant, they just smoked. Plus a scan, they know where they're standing. But Liquid is the one who's holding the high ground.
You can't do this. Like, Supernova is up. Tiger will be uncontested. Unless they're hoping for someone just to be well out of position. Spectral Horn's only now coming off cooldown. The bear will TP out, and that's the best thing they can kill off at the moment. But now you're starting over on the bear, and you may not even kill him. Oh, you got him. You got him. But hey, Kuiper's got another. Icarus dive forward, the slow over on no one. Very juicy target, but Liquid, they're not taking the bait because Boxy's waiting in mid. He's going to Shadow Blade, wrap around the back. The Observer Ward sees everything. Necrophos is bashed up. He'll go into the... Okay, I thought he was going to be... He was going into the fight, but you didn't have an Oracle behind you. Now with the Phoenix Sun down, there's also going to be that big stun to catch every single player. And Tiger turns on the Sunray. Get burnt. Totally toasted up. Virtus.Pro is gone, but they'll buy back into the game. They can tell you. No bailout's going to get you back into this fight. The fight is over. Team Liquid have won it.
Virtus.Pro, man, I can't believe they're
taking this.
They've been climbing uphill with no vision, try to fight around it. They successfully scanned, and this is the place where, like, dire. They want to have a vision. They're holding the high ground. It's one of the toughest spots to fight into when you're Radiant and you don't have a vision. Necrolite was the first one going in. Maybe they tried to, you know, bait with Necro and then Oracle saves them, but still, you have inferior vision.
Mm-hmm. Definitely seems questionable at the best. But, like, how the hell do you now stop this if you're Virtus.Pro? Like, stopping yourself from walking into darkness, that's definitely one way around it. But you're still 16k behind. Your Spectre is not that all-powerful hero you expect to have in the later game. Resolution's doing the best he possibly can. But there's no follow-up, there's no Spirit Vessel charges. Necrophos he needs someone to drop someone lower before the Reaper Scythe can be properly effective. And that magical combination, it feels so weird, because if you look at the net worth, obviously Lone Troll is just so far ahead of everyone else. Spectre is still almost on par with the DK. But then you gotta remember, the DK is kind of like a 3 position.
Yeah, you don't really feel Spectre doing that much in fights. It's, at this point, it's just the Radiance, you know, Hood is for her tanking up. She has
They're
Yasha.
gonna kill top. I think they're trying to kill Centaur. And I also think VP are just using him as bait, so ILTW can farm up the last part of this Manta style. I cannot believe that tier 1 tower in the bottom lane is still up from Liquid too. It's not even just up, it's got like just over 200 damage to it. 35-minute bounty, Zayak's going to get as much as he possibly can, but the TPs are coming in. And his TP will take him out.
And Boxy's about to finish his Aghanim Scepter. Then BBD is gonna come online. I don't think you can fight into BBD. That's a big black dragon, big daddy dragon.
I'm glad that you get to spell that one out for everybody. And there it is, as you said. The dragon's up, Roshan's up. Lone Druid will bring him down. That bear is now hitting 304. Each attack. Has a pistol blade ready for control too. That's an interesting TP. DK, coming to the bottom. Sees Netherwall on the hill. He'll get rid of that as quick as he possibly can. It's like Virtus.Pro would try and prepare to fight on bottom lane, but there's no fight to be had here. But they can't TP home instantly. In fact, Centaur's TP's on cooldown for 30 seconds time. ILTW is now going to do his TP out. But the rest of VP have to wait. They want to go Insania. DK is right behind him. Zayak gonna go to grab a fire blast, but where's that double edge? It was a little too early, so Grimstroke will get to live and Zayak will get to die. Trapped in the tree line, silenced up, and Boxy triggers the dragon form. You lose your Pugna for just, well, 72 seconds. That's a long death timer for 36 minutes into a game level 15 hero.
I just realized Necro has 2 boots. I mean, I can't see underneath, but seems like he has 2 legs, so maybe that's the reason. Thank God he's not playing Broodmother this game.
We don't have enough slots. Solo is gone. Both supports lost for Virtus.Pro, and the Black Dragon form is still up and running. In fact, they're not even caring about backdoor protection. Fortifications available from the Radiant side, and they're gonna have to use it. Liquid have actually managed to force them to use backdoor protection before the fortification before the creep wave even arrives. Without supports, Virtus.Pro have to let this Rax go. They cannot defend it. ILTW is ready for his own jump, but this is also taking time. He only just got the money for buyback.
Yeah, you can't take this fight. You need 5 heroes, and this is their last try. Like, lane is pushing in on the mid. It's do or die for Virtus.Pro right now.
I like that. Minotaur Horn for the Spectre. Couldn't have come at a better time to grab that from inside the jungle. On TP in to defend the front. A quick move away from the Void Spirit. He's got Aghanim Scepter, so one very, very confident Void Spirit. Not to mention the Aegis of the Immortal. And you can't even kill off the bear when he walks around with cheese. Virtus.Pro have to stay inside their base. And Team Liquid can pick up some tier 4 items if they want to actually do a little bit of farm. I think that's what ILTW is looking for. He's just looking for any kind of farm he can get from inside the jungle.
They've shut down Spectre completely. She can farm only when creep wave hits the tower, and also this belt from Boxy. Shadow Blade, so he can hunt down people who are pushing the side lanes.
Hey, if you can kill off the bear, you at least remove most of that net worth of Team Liquid. Everyone else is still an even par when it comes to the cause. Maybe not so much the supports, but cause. Boxy slips himself in. No sentry wards planted it in, so Oracle instantly stunned up. Is there any kind of save? Can he actually survive through this one? No, he can't. Oracle's down. So is Solo, and that's really going to be the game. Virtus.Pro have nothing more to give. This Spectre will have no real influence. Another stun arriving. Thanks to the Supernova, and they have no more defense in the tank here, Virtus.Pro. Team Liquid, they dropped the run of the playoffs, which has been 2-0s when they played Alliance 2-1 earlier today. But they are here to 2-0 and set things back the way the playoffs have been for the Pushka League. We got a 2-0 victory for Liquid.
And this is it, man. Liquid just looks like a team. Their execution is, I'm gonna say, it's like on point. What they've been doing, the decision making, where they need to fight, item timings, everything's synchronized.
Yeah, it does. And we feel like we got the opposite from Virtus.Pro. Or at least what we expect from them. We expect a lot higher standard from Virtus.Pro, but it's been rough, to say the least, in this series. But game 2 was just, it's full Liquid. Full Liquid, perfect comfort zone for every hero, great execution, and they're going to be really happy with how they've ended today.
They really are going to be happy with how they ended today because, again, Team Liquid are able to get the win, and they do it when you guys were more favored this time around on the draft that was better for VP in terms of their comfort, what they could do with it. But Liquid just looked like the better team, and they've proven it now time and time again.
I'm gonna take it back as well, but at least when I saw it play out. Sometimes you feel good about the draft, then you see it play out. For me, Virtus.Pro drafts, it's not always about the heroes that you have. Sometimes it's about the items that you usually buy on those heroes too. And 20 minutes in, they have 3 hoods. They have 2 heroes that want to go for Radiance.
Kyle's face is
One is buying a pipe. After that, Necro buys Greaves as well next to Power Threads. They just don't itemize properly between the 3 of them. It's difficult. I'm not saying that they could have done it better. I'm just saying that it's difficult for them to itemize. Maybe if Spectre doesn't go for Radiance and Necro does, maybe that's the way to fix it.
The way the itemization, it's like investing in the stock market versus investing in bonds. And VP is just buying bonds all day long. Stable, you know, preserve the status quo.
You know.
And Liquid's just buying into Amazon in 2010. Like, their net worth starts to skyrocket because they all get these accelerators. And I agree with what Lizard is saying. I think that's a big point in this game, but I don't want to take anything away from Liquid.
No,
who just played so well. Koifa doesn't die. He's like 5K ahead of the game. He's top net worth from like 12 minutes onwards. Mickey, once again, stalwart performance. And Boxy, just proving he's the best initiator in this series time and time again.
I think what we've got to come back to right on Liquid as well, you spoke about how long they've been together as a team. It starts to show where you can even be in a situation at times where it's not looking so good for you, or maybe people can't see how it's going to work out, but you as a team have that comfort, you have that faith that, okay, we can make this work, we've got a game plan to go with this, and you see they've got the faith in each other, and that's the most important thing.
The way they're playing, everything you said is true. They definitely believe in each other. That's why they stick around. They're just amazing persons overall. Like, they're just amazing people, and it takes that to stay in this game together for such a long time. Because Dota, it brings out the worst of you. But also another thing that's, I believe, more important for everyone that watches the game is how many of these small little things they do while they play this game, and these small little things that they obviously practice very much, like how they take Rosh,
how about
but move
just that fight right there, under vision with high ground ward, the egg in place, like you see a double DK, and there's a 4-person Sunray. You know, they're funneling VP up this high ground choke point into an AoE combo that they just simply can't outlast. Like, they check all the boxes, their drafting is solid, but more importantly, they do the little things right. Their item choice is solid, they're laning intelligently. I love the way that, you know, Mickey or Koifa, they don't really have a natural mid. And by that I mean there's no always this guy's going to one lane. Boxy could go mid if it was necessary. And they just innovate both before and during the game to ensure they're in a good position to win. This is why them and Secret have looked by far the best in this event. They're really just ahead of the curve right now.
Leaving that Roshan before it's been killed, right? Leaving a Spectre. I can understand any other hero that you leave with that DK and you go hunt for more, but he leaves a Spectre behind. That's how confident he is in his teammates to go hunt for a Pugna. Then again, as they're taking Rosh, Grimstroke is out pushing bottom lane, but there's a DK right behind him. Boxy is waiting because he understands that they will go on the Grimstroke, and then they make that counterplay, they kill Pugna. All these small things, they add up and they make for a really easy looking 2-0 for Liquid.
Yeah, it just, there's really not much to say. I was talking with Will, he's like, you know, we don't want to lose our underdog status, right? But at a certain point, you know, it's now been like 6 or 7 consecutive series they've taken from teams that aren't Team Secret, even though they did beat them already in the groups. They look like a potential top 5 team in Dota right now.
And you said about that, right? So they lost to Secret again in the semis, but they took the win in the group stage. I'd love to see this rematch be able to come back up for it again, right? We are potentially now in the chance of this continues to go the way of Liquid for that to happen.
I mean, think about the gauntlet, you know, to take down VP, then to play quite possibly VP Prodigy. You know, where the master has failed, shall the apprentice succeed. It didn't work for Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, unfortunately, but
You got Team Secret waiting. Okay, we're talking about. We have an upper bracket.
Yeah,
series
we
between
still
Secret
got a
and
whole one to
Virtus.Pro.
go first.
We just have an idea on how that might go. No bias here. Just
Do you know what I want to see? I want to see that meme with the Grim Reaper knocking at the doors, and we just get all these team names lined up, right, with Liquid getting it done, and then just have Secret as the final boss coming up into it. Someone, Twitch chat, go ahead and make that happen.
You're gonna have a lot of names for that.
Yeah, it's a hell of a lot of names, right?
Yeah.
Have to add more doors.
That's pretty solid to take out Alliance and Virtus.Pro just straight up
one
off
day,
the bat.
yeah.
And that's the thing, right? I completely just mind blown on that as well. You did it back-to-back games. You had very little break in between. You're dealing with all the other factors that come in with it. You're sitting in a situation where it's 2 elimination games back-to-back, and you still managed to make